Welcome into the CHGO Bears Podcast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up. What's going on, Bears fans? It is NFL Combine Week. Not quite the same fanfare as Super Bowl week, but I love Combine Week. It's one of my favorite weeks of the year. Get to see so many friendly and not-so-friendly faces around the league. I mean, to hang out with you guys.
Be fun.
Lawrence is coming down to Indy.
Oh, boy.
The NFL, for some reason, let Braggs into the Combine. He's going to be there. Will DeWitt's going to be there. CHGO's taking over. It's going to be a fun week. What's going on?
Well, first of all, this week is way bigger than Super Bowl week for the Bears. I mean, it's not even close.
Oh, for the Bears, yeah.
Yeah, so let's just,
I just mean, like, Frank Caliendo is not going to be sitting next to us.
For sure.
Such a shame.
100%
I mean, that's Seth
not.
Rollins, yeah.
Seth Rollins isn't going to be walking around.
That's too bad.
Can we get hey, Matthew Gregory, I haven't said hello to you in a while. Miss you, buddy. Best Bears Podcast. God bless you, Matthew Gregory. I just think this is a huge week. We got rumors flying. Schefter's talking. Bears might make a trade this week.
Schefter's saying everything we already know.
Schefter speaks, the world listens.
Yeah,
He's the modern day E.F. Hutton for anybody in my demo.
Wow. E.F. Hutton.
E.F. Hutton, you like that one?
That was a reference.
Okay.
Nobody gets it other than me and Lawrence. But
I mean, Nick is just so lost.
Cool.
that was like 60 minutes in 1980. Go to commercial. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. I don't even know what E.F. Hutton was he talking about.
I'm going to look him up.
Was
Probably
it insurance?
something banking,
It
I
took
assume.
us 2 minutes before you
get off track?
completely lose me on today's show.
I would suspend me at bare minimum.
Mark,
No,
is
not
this,
this week.
your first Combine, though? Have you?
This is my first combine.
This is big. This is big news for Mark, being at the first Combine. Lawrence,
I see no reason to go to this. But
okay, so we
here
have two
go.
firsts here.
I love you, Lawrence.
Yeah. For me.
Didn't
For me
understand why he
personally.
wasn't going to the Super Bowl. Now we're here at the Combine. Doesn't want to be there at all.
I mean, it'll be fun. It's gonna be great, but
It'll be a good time.
I don't know. I'm in a weird headspace about the whole thing. But
Yeah.
that's me.
You're
a little nervous about the Airbnb.
I already asked Lawrence if he wants a room with me. He said no. So
Lawrence is the
I'd
guy
like to room with
that
myself.
is just not used to being out of his comfort zone, apparently.
It's been a few years.
Yeah. So this whole,
But I can relate because, like, when, as you guys saw at the Super Bowl, like, I just operate a certain way and don't like not having control, and it's probably going to be the same thing this week.
all I know is I had a full meltdown in Arizona when I realized that I was going to be in a 2x2 room with Nick for 5 days.
2x2.
and then I settled in, and it became
a memory
lovely.
you'll never forget.
Lovely is what it was. So I'm ready for anything. The place that we're staying in this week, I don't know if we should be talking about this, but it looks like people have been murdered there, and we're right on the side of the highway. And I
You can dispose of the bodies right across the street.
Oh, boy.
I like our chances to survive, but I'm not fully convinced we will. Don't you think?
It did give you those vibes, not gonna lie.
I heard there's more bedrooms, though.
That's
a
good.
good thing.
That's good. They could kill us all at each room individually. We'll put Braggs outside the door of the Airbnb.
Braggs.
That's a great idea.
We'll put Braggs on first watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're on detail from midnight to 4.
Yeah.
And then I'll get up and start.
Braggs says, I'm sitting outside the door of the Airbnb. You joke, but at this time on the
He might be
Sunday in
down there.
Arizona, Carm had already been to the same bar twice because he was locked out of the Airbnb, didn't know he couldn't get there until 4 o'clock. For some reason, it took a 6 a.m. flight out.
I was the only cool person at CHGO. Was like, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're leaving on Sunday. Great. I'm taking the first flight. I'm going to Arizona. I'm landing. It's nicer there than here. I'm going to enjoy the day. And so, of course, I went to the Airbnb. My buddy Jason Bradford picked me up, took me over there, tried to get in, and they didn't let me in. Then you guys came 12 hours later.
Thank God I didn't have
They're
an
still
early
cleaning
flight.
it, though, right? Weren't they still cleaning the
They were
Airbnb
still cleaning
too?
it at
So?
6 p.m.
Yeah.
But
Carm still wants his credit for that.
I do.
Should.
Thank
So
God I didn't have an early flight that day.
What's this breaking news that Schefter's reporting?
What?
The Bears are trading the pick.
Oh, shock.
Probably.
I had no idea.
The Bears are interested in trading the first pick.
Teams have called the Bears.
Teams have called the Bears, which is the same thing I said Super Bowl week.
They are leaning towards of not drafting a QB at number 1. Shocker.
Wow.
And for the record, the biggest part of that was that the Bears may, as Hoge was outlining in the pre-show. Go ahead, you outline it.
Schefter broke the real news apparently on Cap's radio show this morning. I should say Cap and Hood.
They are both.
And
on
I
the
only
show.
saw this just because Sylvie tweeted it out.
Shout out J Hood. Yes,
but it was that. Let's read it straight from Sylvie's tweet. Schefter on ESPN 1000 this morning said the Bears would be willing to deal the number 1 pick this week if the price is right.
You mumbled the last part. Will you say it louder for the crew in the back?
Said the Bears would be willing to deal the number 1 pick this week if the price is right.
You still mumbled it in my mind. If the price is right.
Great show.
No shit. No disrespect, but like, of course, if somebody comes in with some absurd price right now, hey, the Texans will give you the 2, the 12, our first next year. You want to do it? Yes, we do. We'll do it right now. Thanks.
Foles is like, yeah, I don't know the price. This price is kind of wrong. I'm going to deal it anyway.
I mean, oh my God. Like, it would have been super interesting if it was like the Bears are aggressively looking to make a trade. Their best deal they can make this week. That would be like, I mean, that's not what's going on because why would it be going on?
Here's the thing, though. What kind of annoyed me was this was the news to me that they might trade it this week.
Right, but
like that's news. Teams are calling the Bears about the number 1 pick, and the Bears are interested. Not news.
Old news. It's old
Might
news.
trade it like tomorrow morning. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's still not news because you put if the price is right.
Yeah.
Of
But
course.
a trade this early would be very new.
They're not okay. How about this? Let's make a wager. Who wants to take? What odds do I have to give for you to say that the Bears will make the deal this week?
I would still say that's plus 2,000.
Yeah, it's up there.
There's just so much time.
The Bears are not here. Breaking Carm news that I know nothing about. The Bears are not trading the pick this week. I will do what would be a fair if they
trade the pick this week
while we're
what
in
do you have
Indianapolis.
what you have to do?
I'll
think
sleep
our chat
outside the
should weigh
Airbnb. Get a sleeping bag. I mean, what would be a fair price?
Come on, chat. What does Carm need to do if that happens? Let us know.
It's got to be something Indy related.
Indy
Mub
related.
says March 10th in the chat of the deal. I mean, listen, it's possible. I'm just going to bet that it doesn't happen. I'm going to bet they play this out a while. Let the bidding mount.
Yeah, I think it benefits the Bears to again get these teams thinking, overthinking maybe.
Yeah, you got to get through all the Derek Carr and
There's
That
some
too.
quarterback dominoes
Right.
that need to fall. Exactly. So
Where's Aaron? Right, exactly.
it benefits dye hair ginger.
I ain't wearing IU gear, Gary.
Ooh.
I like the dyeing the hair idea. That's not a bad idea.
Here's what I love since IU got brought up.
Ah.
Braggs is trying so hard to talk shit to all of us because we're all Big Ten people and none of us care. I kind of feel bad for him. He texted me yesterday.
Let's read Braggs' text.
I'm going to talk so much shit Thursday night. What's Thursday? Purdue plays Wisconsin. Oh, okay, cool. Probably won't watch that.
Hey guys, we got a super chat from Yoshino-san9. $15. I'll be at the combine with my uncle. We both chose a day to go. I chose day 1. He chose day 3. He's a Colts fan.
Cool.
That's fun. Thank you.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's
Maybe you'll run into us.
Maybe we need to do our meeting here on the show.
Oh, we
Because
love
we
doing
discussed
that.
the possibility of some type of meetup in Indy. I just don't know how. Are there do we have a lot of viewers and fans in Indy? Would people come?
Yeah,
Who's down?
Who's going to be at the
How many
combine?
Bears fans are going to be in Indy? If they're going to be there, I don't care if it's just 10 people. We'll do it.
I hope. Chat, anybody who's coming down?
Anyone
we
interested?
will meet up because it was our guy on Twitter. I should pull that up. I'll do that right now. who was reaching out. Sorry.
This is the best. Right before the show started, Carm sat down in his chair and said, someone I know who watches the show every day is extremely annoyed when we look at our phones the whole show.
I'm not doing it the whole show.
Literally the first 10 minutes.
This is a segment.
I got to look this up.
Well,
It's fantastic.
yes, I was talking to myself about this because I look down a lot and then I'm thinking to myself, maybe this is a thing. And I want everybody to know that we are super engaged. I'm looking at Adam. I'm looking at Nick. I feel Lawrence right there for me. But yeah, I know that's a little uncomfortable. Sorry. But then,
Ooh, John has the answer.
Joey Yeoman wants to meet up.
Okay.
Joey, E-O-M-A-N. Joe Yeoman.
Here's what you have to do if the Bears trade the pick this week.
Carman should have to okay.
John says Carm has to smoke another cigar with Braggs if the Bears trade the pick.
I'll join you.
We'll
be my first
do
one.
it, and we'll do a live video somewhere.
And don't inhale, you idiot.
I don't know. If I'm going to do it, I might as well go all the way right back to the bathroom. Let's go.
We should just do that anyway. I think it'd be fun.
And
Good time.
Yeah.
All right.
And Braggs, we know that when you're looking at the phone, you're talking to everybody on the stream because
Mubs doesn't care if you look at your phone. See, he's here every day. Thanks, Mubs.
Thanks, Mubs. Appreciate you.
All right, right now, speaking of trading the first pick in the NFL draft, which team do you think is favored to make the first overall selection in this year's NFL draft? Nick already knows the answer. Carm, you weren't
I
here.
don't know the answer, so I'm going to guess.
Who has the?
I would bet the Colts.
That's what Nick said too. They are second.
So then the
actually.
Texans.
So the Texans are at plus 250. The Colts are at plus 275. The Bears are still third, plus 350.
That's the funny part also about the Schefter tweet. That can you fade the Bears on that? I bet that the Bears don't pick first. There's no I would bet whatever money I could bet that the Bears are not going to keep the pick.
Yeah.
I'd be right there with you. Yeah.
Well, I think the Bears at plus 350 to select first in the draft would be a terrible bet.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Plus money, but not a good decision.
I think the Raiders or even the Falcons or even the Panthers, which are next on the list, plus 500, plus 600, plus 600, would be better bets than the Bears at plus 350.
So here's a Ryan Poles question for you. Would you be more impressed with Poles if he traded down to 2 and then after the draft said, we were not willing to go down to 4 because we had to absolutely ensure that we get whoever he likes between Jalen Carter or Will Anderson? Would you be more impressed with that, or would you be more impressed with, if they do 2 or 4, going to 4 and saying, we knew coming down here that we were going to get either one of these guys and we were going to be happy with either one, so we were comfortable doing it? Would you rather have a strong conviction between the 2, I want this guy, versus like, hey, they're both great players, we'll take them? Or, I mean, maybe that's just a non-starter, it's not that big of a deal. But I was just thinking about that. Am I like, do you want him to be like, this is the dude, I am 100% betting my general manager careership on this guy? Or like, hey, both these guys are great dudes, and we'll take either one.
I like your first option, where he has a conviction to go down to 2, because at 3, there's no guarantee that, let's say that Carter is their guy and they go down to 4, Arizona could take that guy. There's no guarantee.
I think Arizona likely does take him.
Right? So I like going back to 2 and guaranteeing that quarterback's obviously going 1, and then you have your pick at your guy at number 2. So I'm all for the conviction, and if that's for Jalen Carter, who I'm leaning towards at this point in time, I'm all for that.
You're getting less capital, though.
You are.
Yeah.
The Duke, $9.99. It's going to the Texans for number 2 and 12. We are sending them number 1 and a 4th rounder. Then we are moving back from 2 to 9 for a future first and then some.
Duke.
So sorting through all that,
I'll bet you a tent on Duke Island that doesn't happen.
A tent.
I wanted just my own tent spot on Duke Island.
getting the 12th pick.
Yeah. They ain't doing that. No way. I'd be shocked.
Quite the tax for losing or beating the Colts, I should say, in Week 18.
I mean, if they do that, I'll give Poles the General Manager of the Year award already. If you go down one spot and you get 2 picks in the top 12, Would that be unprecedented? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, it would have. Yes, definitely. But
In a draft where there's not a clear-cut number one quarterback, I'd be shocked.
I just remind everyone always, like, every market's different. This year's market does not mean it's the same as when the Rams traded for the number one pick. You know, it's all about how many options there are. Like last year, there was no market for trading up for a quarterback whatsoever.
It was Trayvon Walker, Hutchinson were the top two.
You're not going to get nothing. So I do think that if there is one thing to take away from what Schefter's been reporting, and he had a similar report, I think Super Bowl week, the Bears would get a haul, for the pick. Because there are some people out there, and even sometimes I doubt it too. Like, okay, how good are these quarterbacks really? Who's fallen in? Is there one clear-cut guy that multiple teams are going to want to bid against each other to go get? I mean, that would help the Bears situation. And sometimes I still doubt if that's really – because in order for that trade to happen, the Texans would have to be like, we have to go get Bryce Young. No matter what, it is worth us using 2 first-round picks this year on securing Bryce Young because we're not sure about the other guys. It's possible. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible.
You could play poker with the Texans and be like, look, we have a phenomenal offer from X team. For us to make the deal with you, if you really want it, you're going to have to give us the 2 and the 12. And,
And we're going back to, if the trade, this happens this week, like that's a scenario where you think you get 2 and 12. Like that's something you have to consider for Ryan Poles to be picking, that high up in the draft this year too. That'd be something that, might be too good to pass up if you're Ryan Poles. Going back to how we kind of started this podcast.
Oh, if Nick Caserio calls up and says, we'll give you the 2, the 12, and whatever else, Poles is –
let's sign it. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, I mean
Carmen's having a cigar with Bragg.
Then you
we're having a good time.
Poles will be dancing down the streets of Indianapolis, as the late great Judd Kopic would say. Oh no, that'd be Harry Carey. The late great Harry Carey would say, "They're dancing in the streets."
I mean, those are 2 different broadcasters you named.
Yeah, but both brilliant in their own rights. I mean, Harry's on a whole another level.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yes, believe me, I'm not putting on the same.
Martin here with a $9.99 super chat. Would you all be willing to trade out of the top 10 if it meant getting a huge haul, or would it be safer to stay in the top 10, get a great player, but less of a haul? Thanks for all that you guys do.
Thanks, Martin.
Appreciate you, Martin.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's the answer to this question is based on how high you value the top couple players in the draft overall, right? So if you're telling me that, like, let me just say hypothetically, because this has kind of been where I'm at. I still like Will Anderson. I'm not sure he's the best fit for the Bears. I think he's a little light as a 4-3 defensive end. Doesn't mean he can't be a good player, but I'd much prefer Jalen Carter at this point. So if you're telling me a scenario where, let's say the Bears trade back to 4, and then Carter gets picked at 3. Well, Carter was the guy in my mind that was like that generational talent I couldn't lose, right? So now, let's say Martin, another team out of the top 10, is like, oh, we want to come up for 4 to get Will Levis or whoever. Sure. Now I'm willing to make that move back out of the top 10 because I feel like that, cream of the crop, top 1 or 2 guys are gone. I can't get them. I don't want to miss on those can't miss guys. Because as I've talked about before, the first non-QB taken every year is usually a stud, right? Mm-hmm. I think the Bears need one thing I sort of get is I think is getting lost in they need all these players and they need all the capital they can get is they need premier players at some point.
They do.
That's why go give me Orlando Brown in free agency. That's why I can be talked into to signing Saquon Barkley, even though I'm usually not a pay running backs guy. Because at some point they are going to also need premier players. And so just because you can get all these picks, that's great, but you better still turn those picks into dudes. They don't have enough dudes.
Yeah, we need some dudes.
Dudes are good.
We need a dude. The more I read about Jalen Carter, the more I'm convinced that is a dude. I mean, dude's taken on 3 dudes, and and he's still the dude. I'll take that dude.
Yeah,
But I think how you just laid that out, Hoge, is a very logical way to do it. I'm going back to 4, knowing that I very well miss out on my guy, and if I do miss out on my guy, then I'm going to trade back again. So I'm either getting my guy at 4, which is a huge win because I got a ton of capital from the Colts and I got my guy. That's like, again, dance down the streets of Indy, Harry Carey, Ryan Poles thing. But if I don't get him, then if I feel confident that I can trade out a 4 and get a huge haul there, well, now I've just set myself up with I've got a big haul for the 4, a big haul for the 1, a big haul for the 4, and I'm really in position to do things down the line. But maybe we're waiting one more year to cross the barrier. Kari blasting him in the chat for the first time. They better keep you.
We'll see if they keep him. I like the idea, too, if you can get a lot of picks that impact this draft, too. To, again, go help Justin Fields. Go help out this 2023 team. Obviously, you're going to get draft capital in the future for 2024, but if you're trading back from 4, you could still get a good edge rusher, I think, and even outside the top 10, but you could still be in this draft. Like that, I think, could be beneficial, obviously more immediate than future 2024 picks. So, again, if that's the case, Carter goes, you're not sold on Will Anderson, how he actually fits in his 4-3, I think you could still get a good edge rusher from outside the top 10, too.
And by the way, this logic that we're talking about isn't, groundbreaking. This is exactly how the draft works, even later rounds. You stack your board. You have certain clouds of players. If you get to a pick where, that higher cloud, all those players have already been picked. Like, even if this is the 3rd round, these guys have already been picked. We sort of have a gap here before we get to the next. Okay, Is anyone calling us right now to trade back? Yes? Okay, let's trade back. Yep. That's how the whole draft works. That's how smart GMs do it. And you got to be disciplined, and you don't reach. Yeah. So if you are there at 4, you lost your guy you were hoping to get there, and the next graded guy you have up is like, we think we can get him at 10.
Do it, yeah.
But you also have to have a trade partner, and that's now you don't have a trade partner. Well, now you're kind of effed. Now you got to draft that guy at 4, and it's like, whoops, you reached. So that's why it's so hard. That's why and then even then you don't know if the guy's going to be good because it's still
true. Yeah,
sort of there's definitely a lot of logic and hard work that goes into it, but it's still sort of a guessing game until you actually get those guys in the building. The Duke, 1999 here with the Super Chat. We cannot leave this draft without an extra first next year. Dookie want Marvin Harrison Jr., and we need the cap to go up and get him. We also cannot leave this draft without Jesus Christ.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter, okay.
Yeah.
I don't see a JC.
Yeah, JC.
JC. Poles has got to thread the needle.
That's another reason why I love the Duke, because he's always been a cake and eat it guy.
He wants it all.
The Duke wants it all, and clearly, and somehow he's gotten it all.
Got the capital to go get it. So
on the 3-year anniversary of the show, we're gonna do a deep dive on the Duke, and he's gonna reveal himself, and we're gonna bring cameras, and we're gonna sit down at Duke Island, which I hear is off the coast of Botswana.
Yeah,
we're going to.
Are there Airbnbs better than the one we're going to be in?
The Duke does an Airbnb. The Duke is
mansion, just
4 seasons wherever the Duke goes.
We need the Duke to get us a block of rooms at the JW. All right, a lot more to get to here as we continue to preview the NFL Combine. We'll tell you a little bit about what's going on tomorrow and see what you guys want to hear from Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus as they will be speaking to the media. But first, let's thank our friends at DraftKings. Do such a good job. Don't know if you guys spent any time on DraftKings this weekend, but you got your access to your NBA no sweat same game parlays. The Major League Baseball bets are out. Everybody's so angry about the pitch clock and stuff. I love it.
I watched the XFL this weekend, like I said I would do.
Oh, yeah?
And all they do is DraftKings you. I don't know what. Actually, I'm not sure if they were mentioning DraftKings or whatnot, but the spread now is this. The spread is this. The spread is that. I'm like, oh, okay. But which I kind of enjoyed. What I didn't enjoy is that you don't have to do the rules the exact same as the NFL XFL. Do we really have to do the catch thing in the XFL? Can't it be a little more informal?
What do you mean?
Oh, no, they still the same weird catch.
It's still the same.
They only have 1 foot. You don't need 2 feet for a catch.
Right, but they got Blandino on there, which I kind of enjoyed. You get to see him talk back to the officials, the whole thing. But it's still like they're still trying to figure it out. I'm like, I don't know. It just felt too familiar to me. But anyway, continue on.
No, I love that they show you the conversation. The NFL doesn't do that.
The conversation was interesting. That was good. That was a nice touch.
Behind the scenes.
Download the app now. Sign up with code CHGO. New customers with DraftKings can bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, with code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
As you all know, CHGO is supported by Goose Island Beer Company, Chicago's beer since 1988. So many great options like the Blackhawks Pale Ale, Bull City 312, Beer Hug IPA series, and my new favorite, No Plans. Goose Island's 2 local locations are open and ready to welcome you. Grab a beer right from their innovative tanks at the Goose Island Tap Room at 1800 West Fulton, or get a smash burger and a fresh beer of the week at the original Clybourne Brewhouse at 1800 North Clybourne. For reservations and pickup, go to gooseisland.com/locations. Goose Island Beer Company.
Which, by the way, they're having a Bulls watch party coming up. Wednesday night. And Goose is going to be discounted for those who can make it out. And you get to hang with the Bulls crew.
PB&J.
PB&J.
That's pizza, beer, and...
Jumpers?
That's our
jelly.
too.
Can't be...
Jams?
Smoking Jays?
Jams?
Jameson? I don't know.
Jameson, yeah. I like the jumpers.
I've been over to PB&J. It's a good spot.
Jukebox.
Jukebox. There you go.
Pizza, beer, and jukebox.
There you go.
But the point is that the Goose is going to be discounted at $2 off all Goose Island drafts and $15 off and $15 for buckets of Goose Island 312.
Let's go.
Let's go.
By the way, you asked if I was on DraftKings last night. Yes.
Yeah.
I hit a little...
curling?
No, simple little
Scotty's
parlay.
action?
Little parlay. There was a nice little boost, a 25% profit boost that I took to my advantage. And
On what?
the Nuggy Nugs and
Nugs.
and Jokic to go over on his point total.
Staying up late.
I mean, he ended up with 40, 17, and 10, which I wish I would have kind of boosted that number a little higher than I did.
I bet on boxing. I don't know if anyone wanted to. Jake Paul and Tyson Fury.
I hope you bet that loser to lose.
Yeah, it's like the guy's actually a boxer, and he was plus 135. Like, yeah, I'm going to bet that. I'm on a streak of 1. So.
Yeah.
That's about all I have to say about boxing.
There we go.
Yep.
Nick, boxing podcast.
Says the guy who was watching curling last night.
Starting up August 1.
I did one boxing class.
Oh, I want to hear one of you guys say the last name of Neil here.
Neil Budakavoli.
Budakavoli.
Nice.
Thoughts on the Bears moving back to 4, then trading with Philly for number 10 and number 30. It makes a lot of sense for both teams since Philly needs pass rushers. Neil, what's his last name?
Philly needs pass rushers?
I guess they lose Hargrave, but I mean, who else are they?
Robert Quinn is gone.
Right, Robert.
Yeah,
big one. Big
Robert Quinn. How are they going to do that?
I don't.
Great guy, but
They're not expected to lose Hargrave, are they?
well, maybe
Well, we hope.
free agent.
We hope he's
Yeah, but
coming
they're
here.
expected to keep him, are they not? Isn't that the projection?
I don't know.
Is he getting tagged?
Hold on.
This is why you go to the combine and you find these things out.
I literally just read
Behind the
this.
scenes.
Hold on.
Carm has spent the first 29 minutes of the show just constantly looking things up.
he speaks it out into existence and then does it.
Yeah, Carm, just meet up with your guy, Howie.
The expectation
friend.
is that they sign a new extension and they open up a cap space. That's what is expected to happen with Hargrave.
That's disappointing.
They're expected Fletcher Cox out the door.
Oh,
Okay.
We ain't anybody who's good. We're not getting it at any premier position. Deron Payne's not going anywhere. Hargrave's going nowhere.
Maybe Orlando Brown?
He's not going anywhere either.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Well, the guys that are going somewhere is like, do you want Jesse Bates III, the safety from the Bengals, who's 26 years old, who's going to get paid?
Nope.
You want him?
Bobby Wagner?
You want Bobby Wagner, who's 33 years old?
But here's the thing. If Bobby Wagner's leaving the Rams because he wants to go to a contender, he's not signing with the Bears.
Sure.
QB1.
Great.
QB1.
Another guy off the board. You want James Bradbury?
That'd be solid.
that'd be.
He's okay.
Is that second corner to
30
Jalen Johnson?
30-year-old cornerback. I mean, I don't think it super excites you.
No.
Jamal Dean. Like him. C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Jamal Dean is a 26-year-old corner
That
from the
asshole?
Bucks. For people who don't know,
He is an ass, but he's pretty good.
I
Did he
don't
lead the league in interceptions, C.J. Gardner-Johnson?
I mean, I don't mind if they do any of this stuff, but I think like it's
Fine.
it's time to be it's an unconventional off season, I think, for Poles. Like you don't have the premium free agent at the premium position that when you have all the money that you can over the top pay for that, so you can get them. That doesn't really exist.
I think it exists in a couple spots.
Like who?
Like Orlando Brown.
Yeah, but they're not going to let him go. They're going to tag him again.
You think so?
That's everything I read.
Saquon Barkley. Like, at some point, you got to spend the money, and
but
you
that's-
can't just overspend it on all these guys.
But Saquon's a non-premium position. So I'm not including him.
Yeah.
Like that could happen.
The Duke, 1999.
Yeah, the Duke's on fire.
Thanks,
today.
Duke.
Yes.
Duke is really excited about the combine. Poles needs to think of himself as a salesman. He's the best. He's in the best position a salesman can be. He's got the product of limited supply, and multiple people want it. The fish has the hook in its mouth. Now he's just got to sink it.
Let's go.
It's getting dramatic, Duke.
I love it.
I like all the island references here. I mean, Duke could be in a castaway situation.
He's just on some random island in the South Pacific with his cell phone watching.
I appreciate it.
CHGO.
The super chat's rolling in on this Monday. Thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
Let's go. What does it say?
This
Carman
is from
talking
Ed.
to himself on the train made my year already. The man is a national treasure. Protect him at all costs. I also need more.
Fishman.
You get a lot of Fishman requests.
I think that's Fishbane and not Matt Fishman, former score producer.
We call
now
him
pro-
the Fishman.
The fishman.
You do?
Yes.
I never knew that. I don't know
Thanks
how
for
to,
listening to the show.
I do. I used to listen to your show. Now I spend so much time with you that I haven't listened to
I don't blame you.
your other show. But
Thanks,
maybe I should
Adam.
be listening to that show.
Thank you,
Hogan
Adam
Jones is-
Westby, I should say. Thank you, Adam Westby. Carman is a national treasure. Doug, someone read that one.
Man, these are flying in today. $5 from Doug Van
So if Poles
Dorn.
trades down-
So if Poles trades down out of the top 5, missing on Carter, but netting 7 or 8 picks in the first 3 rounds, would you want him praised or fired?
Doug, if he does all that and gets 7 or 8 picks in the first 3 rounds, that's to me that's like back rub worthy. I'd be willing to, just a great job, Ryan. Way to go.
Why would that get him fired, though?
Well, he's saying that you have all these picks, but I mean, if none of the picks work out, Doug, then
Well, yeah,
Then,
then
yeah,
3 years
of
down the
course.
line.
But if he does that, we can all. That's praise in my mind. Great job, Ryan. Way to go. Absolutely.
Nick, now $4.99. Matt says this is like a GoFundMe situation. They're trying to get us a better Airbnb.
Yeah, it's kind of.
That's why all the super chats are coming in today. For me, it's Jalen or bust at 2. Also, please center the Jordan jersey on the wall behind. It's an inch and a half to the left.
I think that's just the way my camera's set up. Sorry, Nick. It's on me.
We got it, and you can't see it, but
Attention
we have an
to
Io
detail.
DeSumo hanging
It is
sign.
a little bit to the left today. You're right, Nick.
The jersey or just the camera itself?
No, the jersey's fine. It's where I set the camera today.
Okay.
Yeah, the cameras were a little bit off when I came in, and I thought I centered it, but apparently it's a smidge
Nick,
off.
love the attention to detail, though,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Appreciate it.
as
getting
someone
it.
who's very
We have a
observant.
tape measure.
I get it.
I'll go back there and measure it because now I'm.
Honestly, you don't. That jersey. I don't know if you were here when that was hung. It was a complete and utter disaster, trying to drill something into that brick wall, and also, if you look over the
Did
edge
you have
there,
the right drill bit?
You're also 8 feet off the ground.
Yeah,
there.
that part I do know.
That'd be terrible.
People don't realize there's stairs behind there.
Yeah.
So how did you even do that?
Oh, it was
With
a scene, and shout out to Jake Flanagan for
Were you like on Jake's
risking
shoulders?
his life. No, he was on. We had a ladder, but the ladder was like on the edge of the stairs. Like there's a landing there, but it's
This is why you need a ladder that's made for stairs.
You going to fix it right
and I
now?
hope you had a
Well, no, you're not. Don't touch the jersey. That thing could fall.
Rags.
No, he's just going to check the stairs.
Rags probably knows a thing or two about drilling in
Look,
brick.
there goes Nick. He's walking down the stairs.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
For the podcast
See you in Indy,
listeners.
buddy.
No one's ever gone down there. It's one of the more.
I don't think he's coming back.
Oh, there it is.
He just
Hey, do me a favor. Bring the balloon on your way
How
back.
cold is it down there?
Okay, can we definitely get a GIF of Nick's head popping up behind that wall?
Probably.
That was amazing.
Isaac asked this a little earlier. He said, status on the balloon.
Still there.
Still?
Do we need
Still
to bring
all
the
right.
balloon with us to Indy, since that's where the first pick was born?
I mean, we're driving enough cars. Probably have room.
That's not.
That's 1,000% Nick's
I,
fault.
Uh,
I think we should.
Oh, yeah, it's 1,000%.
Okay,
fault,
just
right?
so we're clear.
Yeah.
Well, Nick wants to get back because definitely there is an extracurricular activity that's awaiting him. That's why I assume he's driving.
Oh, so he's got to jet out.
No,
Friday on
okay,
his
to
own.
be complete, I just like driving. That's just my thing. So whenever
know
somebody
why-
else has control,
Why wasn't this mentioned in our meeting where we
Right.
planned everything?
You're literally
When was this?
driving
Years
just
ago.
because you don't want to hang with us?
no. I mean, I'm gonna hang with you all week, but I just
You like a peaceful drive.
I do. I listened to my Last of Us podcast.
So what he's saying is he does not want you to go.
No,
into his
No,
car.
I didn't mind Carm. It was fine.
No. You're on your
Ooh,
own.
can we have a poll? This will decide whose car Carm is going in. Should Carm drive with me
Yeah,
or
that's a good
Lawrence?
Or Nick. Well, let's leave him in there. Just
No, because everyone's going to pick Nick now because Nick doesn't want to.
Okay, fine. Nick's out.
Are we sure
Lauren,
we're not putting Nick's not on the poll?
No, just
here?
you or me.
I
This
have
will
a-
decide, should Carm go with me or Lawrence?
I don't want to say I have a strong preference, but I kind of have a strong preference.
Oh, no.
Lawrence, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
It's not Lawrence.
You have the nicest car ever.
Oh, we're not taking that one.
We're not?
No.
Okay,
we got the pickup truck.
Oh, that's nice too. It's very roomy.
Okay.
It's got a lot of space,
A
though.
lot of space.
There's no way my wife was
I-
going to
I-
let me leave her with a truck all week.
I'm happy. I'm happy to ride with any of my teammates and provide with incredible entertainment.
The Duke's chiming in again. Poll's up there. Go
Duke.
for it, people.
All right, let's. I can't
Why
wait to
has
hear results.
Hogan Johns or CHGO not made a shirt with a fish man, like a man body with a fish head,
in
in
honor?
honor of the fish man, my fave man of stats? He does do a great stat.
He does. He's very good.
We do need to screenshot that and send that to Kevin Fishbane right now.
That's hilarious.
Hang on, leave it up there for a second, because
See,
It's
here's the
already
thing.
done. Sorry.
Kevin does not work for CHGO, so it really wouldn't make sense for us. But now I kind of want Eric to make that graphic because it just sounds so fucking awesome.
Oh, that's great.
we could do it and then have on the shirt doesn't work for us.
Yeah, in parentheses.
Gets lots of mentions.
Fishman.
The Bears 85.
Has engaged in the chat. That's true for the fish man.
Oh, yeah. The longtime friend of the show, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Dub Bears 85, $5. We gain capital with number one pick. How much is spent in draft and how much in trade for a stud or two?
I don't know if I speak to Bear 85.
Well, yeah, we gained capital with number one pick. How much is spent in draft, and how much in trade for a stud or two?
I don't know if I speak the Bear 85.
I don't know if I do. What is he? Do
Like,
you guys
as
know what
in-
he means?
As in, like, all the capital they have here? Like the
Gain
money?
capital with number one pick. Okay.
Okay.
How much is spent in draft and how much in trade for a I don't speak this at all.
Like, as in, like, I think it's like of the $100 million that we're supposed to be spending this offseason.
Okay, I kind of read it as, okay, whatever you get for number one, how much is spent to then get more?
Oh,
or
how
like
much
to
is
use?
spent in the draft?
how much of the draft capital are you using to trade for somebody else? I think that's what we're talking about.
I guess what do you get for number one, right? I mean,
But then the
that-
last part I don't understand.
You could trade it for a player. Is that what he's saying?
Or for a stutter, yeah, for a couple of players. I got it. I'm with you, DeBears 85. My
like,
bad.
so you
Okay.
get a bunch more draft capital, and then you trade
for a
it
player or two.
for T. Higgins.
Right.
Hey, now. Yeah.
Interesting
Buckner.
question,
Yes.
DeBears 85. Thank
It's
you.
a great question.
Another wrinkle.
Almost threw that in the Google translator, but we figured it out.
Yeah. What's that new technology out there that they decipher everything?
ChatGPT. All the
ChatGPT.
AI stuff. Did you watch Last Week Tonight? Is that why you're bringing that up?
I was at a
Is that what this thing is popping up on my computer all the time where it's like it'll write your story for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Sounds
pretty
amazing.
nuts.
You can like literally put in there, please write me a thank you letter, but don't make it super intelligent and make it and they do it. Like
See, a lot of
they
issues
are
with
getting
this.
rid of the human being.
Yes.
All right.
No.
Yeah, that's
No,
fine.
you're
We're
fine.
pretty terrible people anyway. CB Film, $5 super chat. Take the number 1 balloon to Indy, and y'all should wear number 1 Bears pick shirts.
Well, it's
I mean, the balloon, there's definitely which car should the balloon go in? There's another
it can
question for
accompany
the chat.
me because I'll be alone. How about that?
Super
Nick in the
chats
balloon
flying.
driving down the Indy.
I love it.
I-65. It's romantic.
You know what you could do if you did that? You literally, I mean, if you were leaning into my train experience, you would do a show to the balloon in the car. You could just talk to the balloon the whole way.
Now you got me thinking about what annoys me, and I know I've gone on this rant like 3 times, I think, since we launched a year ago, is just how we don't have trains in America that work.
We
Or
should
go
have. There
fast.
should be a 38-minute train to Indianapolis.
Indy should be
Oh,
one of
that
the
would be
easiest
awesome.
places that we could go. Literally, Union Station's what, a mile that way? Not even. We're there in
What?
literally probably an hour and a half with a high-speed train.
Yeah.
Less.
I'd be so
Probably
down for a
less.
train ride. That'd be fun.
I mean, in France, I went 5-hour car ride and we did it in 90 minutes. So it would,
It's coming.
It's not, but okay. There's one from
Lightfoot's going to
Alex.
get it done.
imagine if we could get to the combine in an hour on a train.
That'd be awesome.
Like,
What do we
what's
got
going-
here
Yeah,
from
that's-
Alex?
What's more likely, that stadium rendering they put out there or high-speed rail in America?
I'm going to go with high-speed rail, unfortunately.
You're probably right. Alex Deno, $10. One of the best moments of my life was watching Carm yell at passers-by at Radio Row. Dude, you make this show great.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Alex. I will try to do the same down in Indy.
I do have to say, I think
General manager, make a deal with Pulse. Make a deal with Pulse.
I think the arguable GOAT, yelling arguable GOAT at Joe Montana is in my top 3 moments since CHGO
That's up
launched
there.
a year ago.
Arguable goat.
He didn't come over, though. That was too bad. But, yes.
Well, you called him arguable GOAT.
He is the... Well, that was a hell of a... Nobody calls him arguable GOAT anymore. It's all like, brain.
No one's ever called him arguable GOAT. That's what's so great about it. You did it.
He is an arguable GOAT.
Well, yeah.
He should have a jersey. Joe Montana, arguable GOAT. People forget about me. This is bullshit. I'm Joe damn Montana. Nobody was better in the clutch than me. Seriously. Enough with the BS.
This is
Montana.
turning into an amazing show. Alfredo, $5. Dream off season.
Ben Powers.
Ben Powers,
Mike McGlinchey.
McGlinchey, Jamal Dean, Draymond Jones, Hargrave, then trade down anywhere between 2 and 9. Extra first next year, then go online
O-line, D-line. O-line and D-line.
and buy a defensive lineman. Can I just make a request?
Other than Hargrave,
Go
I think you...
O-line and D-line
I
at
just,
2-9
I would just like to look.
or something.
A lot of players.
We appreciate the love and support, and the super chats are great. But like a couple commas and maybe a period or 2 here or there would help us. Please.
Yeah. I get it, though. It's you're on
I
your phone
disagree
these
with Hoge
days.
fully. You don't need to do anything.
Can I buy a vowel?
No.
Dashes, you don't need to go commas. Just a dash, maybe. I don't, but you don't need to do any of that. Thank you. Do what you do. We love you.
I mean, okay.
This is a good
Our
one.
guy
Trade
sang
the
right.
number one.
Sangray,
What's up, Sang
trade
Ray?
number 1 pick to DNVR for Sean Payton. No way, man.
DNVR.
I've kind of relayed this to our DNVR friends. I'm not very optimistic about what's going on there with what they did. The fact that they were even interviewing Matt Patricia told me the whole thing's screwed.
Oh, yeah, that's not a guy you want to interview.
He's bringing in a lot of his friends. Good old Sean Payton.
I'm getting John Fox vibes from that whole thing,
That's not a bad call.
devastating.
which is ironic since they're the ones who fired John Fox.
Yeah.
That sent him to the Bears. it just seems like, I think D'Amico Ryans would have been a way better hire. But I understand why he went to Houston, and I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. I think Sean Payton's going to make a positive impact, but
hold on.
Can his
is he
quarterback
going to
play?
fix Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Shout out to Russell
No.
Wilson on the cover of Men's Fitness magazine or whatever that was the other day.
I did see
The
that.
D'Amico Ryans thing, which I'm very impressed by him and his career trajectory, and I think it's a great story that he played for the Texans and now he's their head coach and all of that. But they're making some weird comments down there. I don't know what you guys are laughing at, but I can't wait to find out. But he said, quote, that he's making it clear that he believes the team success hinges as much on the quarterback's surroundings as the QB himself. So he's sitting there with the 49ers as their defensive coordinator, and he's watching Brock Purdy step in and them still being right there. D'Amico, that was a weird, miraculous situation. You need that number one pick in Houston. You need the QB that you need. Enough with he can't do it alone, but you got to have the QB. Remind me when the 49ers won the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, they didn't, because Jimmy Garoppolo had a wide open receiver and they literally should have won, but didn't have the quarterback to do it.
Right, and here's the other thing I loved about that. You were there when they traded the future farm for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
So, that's all working out fine, but that's not. Let's not pretend like that's the 49er strategy. They still went and got Trey Lance.
Right, and if they could redo and go back in time, they don't make the incredible trade they made with the Bears, and they take Patrick Mahomes, and you'd have 17 Super Bowl rings by now, because the Niners were that set up.
The math on that, I'm not sure checks out, but I
3. How about 3? How about one more than the Chiefs?
Real quick here,
Yeah.
before we get to this next super chat, I just want to update you on the poll question.
Oh boy, I'm kind of nervous now.
Who should Carm drive with to Indy? Adam leads 55% to 45%. Here's what I want to say, though. There's 140 votes on here, and I only have 106 likes. I feel like that number should be at least flipped.
Yeah,
if
what's going on
not,
here?
up to 150.
Likes is the greatest,
Let's go.
most
least it's a like, thank
affordable
you.
way to help the show. We'd much prefer we'd also prefer that you would become a diehard and get all the benefits of 20% merch off and get discounts to all our takeovers, and also get the premium content that we, and hang out with us on Zooms and get to know each other. And, basically, I don't know, 3 months from now, we're probably going to be having sleepovers.
Well, we're literally going to have a sleepover this week again.
I think
No,
he
the
means
thing
with,
I'm talking about was
he
like
means
a
with the
listener
diehards.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not signing up for that.
Also, you can send us super chats and say things like Jaden is saying for $4.99. Trade number 1 this year and next year to Kansas City for Amir Smith-Marset. Thank you, Jaden. That's an interesting idea.
Don't think about it.
Carm's still stalking Amir Smith-Marset at Media Night.
For those that missed that show, you should just know that the NFL decided to take Amir Smith-Marset, who no one knew, and put him on a podium and have him ask listener questions or answer questions for those who were in attendance for Media Night, and he couldn't have been more engaging. Like, the guy was incredible. He should have, if he'd only not let the ball get ripped out of his hands against the Vikings, we'd still have him, and he'd be great for us, but it just didn't work out here.
Do you guys see his whole little skeleton thing at the parade? He stole a skeleton from one of the fans at the parade, partied with it, and then a couple days later returned the skeleton. That's Amir
skeleton?
Smith. A skeleton.
Why was there a skeleton at the parade?
Because he's a genius. I'm telling you, Amir Smith-Marset should have.
I think it's from a chiropractor shop or something.
By the way, Sam Hurd comment, just saw it. We just talked about he
Yes.
got released from prison.
Yep.
I think we got him released from prison.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, we definitely were the first to talk about him getting
Cocaine
released
Bear.
from prison.
Because no one had ever heard or thought of Sam Hurd, not heard of, but
No
thought
pun
of Sam Hurd in at least 5 years, probably more. For some random reason, it came up on this show. I went to the Federal Bureau of Corrections or whatever the hell it's called, found his inmate information, and it says he was set to be released in May. And then all of a sudden, there's a news story the other day, released last week.
He's 37 years old. We have no receivers. Let's go. I mean, really. He definitely can at least get a training camp invite. Let's go. NIU guy, go Huskies.
He wasn't in that XFL game you watched last night?
I did not see him out there, but that's another thing. Come on, XFL, give the guy a shot. Sam Hurd could use a $60K for the rest of the season. Maybe he's been working out.
The Duke again. You should give Ryan Poles the #1 balloon at the first press conference after he trades the #1 pick. All right.
Keep it in his office.
I'll bring it to House Hall.
I mean, there's a chance we run into Ryan Poles down there. We could hand him that.
What kind of helium is in this balloon?
Helium's like
stuff.
$7,000 now.
But
Oh,
I
that
had
balloon.
the #2 balloon filled up with the same exact helium at the same exact time. That thing didn't last.
The
I think it's a
#1's worth
testament to
something.
the strength of the #1 pick.
There is some level of, when they trade, when he does make the trade, that's when this thing's going to deflate.
It's just going to go.
It's the magic balloon. I mean, think about the magic that was in this balloon. This balloon was here when Greg Braggs had sex with our blow-up bear. I mean, he did it on screen.
It was right over
There
there.
is actual. You could check the tape. I wouldn't.
That happened.
It's not suited for work, but it's
What
there
are
for
But
it.
it happened.
One of the great moments in CHGO history.
Isaac says it's not helium, it's the power of fandom and friendship.
That's right. There we go.
And John says that the #1 balloon drank some brick juice.
Ah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's the brake juice that's in there. Hey, I got big news for everybody because we have our friends at ComEd
Oh, there it is.
back on the show today.
Oh, that's
We
me.
love you, ComEd.
The ComEd
Even
Energy
Lawrence.
Efficiency Program, committed to helping families and businesses in the communities we serve save money and energy. They offer free facility assessments that can help find energy-saving opportunities, whether it's lighting, HVAC systems, commercial kitchen equipment, or industrial processes. An authorized engineer will work with you to develop a detailed assessment plan specific to your goals and needs. This can be done in person or virtually. It lasts approximately 2 hours, and then within 3 to 4 weeks, customers will receive a report detailing energy efficiency projects that they can start working on immediately. Each recommendation will include estimated energy savings, cost savings, project costs, potential incentives, and simple payback. You don't want to wait. Get started saving money and energy today. For energy saving tips and to schedule your free facility assessment, go to ComEd.com/poweringbiz. That's BIZ. Ready to sign up for a facility assessment? You can call them at 1-855-433-2700 during normal business hours, and you'll speak with a ComEd Energy Efficiency Program representative, or you can email business.
What?
What just happened?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Say it again.
Business.
You taped yourself doing EE?
Oh no, that's Greg Braggs from a few weeks ago.
Oh.
I've been on that. We've had
That
a
was
comment.
that when he was with the bear?
It was no, it was a Friday show. I remember we were remote, and he read the ad, and it was amazing. And I just thought we needed to have him say it.
Oh,
Wow. We have it all in this show.
Anyway, in the interest of ComEd, business at ComEd.com, or request an assessment online on our website, with their website at ComEd.com/facility
That's
assessment.
good. That's very good. Okay. Hey, when Greg Braggs wants to take him and his date, the bear, to a sporting event, he should do it with Game Time Tickets, the hottest new ticketing site that makes it easier than ever to get the best deals, sports, concerts, shows. I highly personally recommend the Wildcats and Penn State Wednesday night, final home game, senior night. I always cry on senior night. Super emotional that I'm going to be in Indy, but we're going to be watching this and all crying together, right? Great. Very good. 8 o'clock, so it'll be 9 o'clock on Wednesday night. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. I got a 7:30 dinner.
Great.
I'll be there right after.
Okay. Perfect. Hoge's already got dinner plans with notables. I love it. Ever dreamed of sitting in a seat you never thought you could? 50-yard line, courtside, behind home plate, floor seats. Game Time's got you covered. They also got you the cheap seats to get you in the door, and then you can sneak down to those seats. I recommend that move, too. If you love CHGO, you're going to love Game Time. The best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. Join over 15 million people. Lower level... 2 tickets. Cats, Nittany Lions, $116 total. Not bad for a historic Wildcat year. Love it.
Carm's so sad he's not going to be there.
I am.
It's ridiculous. Before I forget, Braggs, please bring cigars to Indy. Thank you. I forgot mine. I was going to bring some. I forgot them. I just realized that.
I forgot my Shady Rays.
Oh,
I forgot my camera.
Don't worry. You're going to be inside the convention center all week.
Yeah, that's true.
When the sun's out, don't worry about it. The camera, that sounds like a problem.
That could be an issue.
Yeah, we'll use another one.
We'll find one.
All right. For some reason, all that made me think. I spent my whole weekend being a plumber, basically.
Oh, my sump pump had some issues on Saturday.
Well, first of all, the amount of. Did anyone wake up on Noah's Ark today?
Yeah, a little bit.
It was.
It was coming
The amount
down.
of rain we had in Lake County was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that. Yeah,
Poppy the puppy did not appreciate it. She got completely screwed out of her morning.
Yeah, Letty
Yeah,
Bear.
same with Brady. Yep.
Letty
'Cause
Bear
of
not
rain?
getting her walk.
I wasn't going to do it. I mean, I've been doing it too, but, you know.
Okay.
I think Letty Bear got her walk with Mom a little bit ago. So
My
she's
dog
good.
slept under my bed.
Couple.
He hates the rain.
Yes? You all right there, Hoge?
Yeah. I just want to share. I was trying to transition from whatever the hell puppy updates we were giving to the NFL Combine that's happening this week. Do you guys know that Marte Mapu, my guy,
Yeah,
from Sacramento State, not
go.
invited to the Combine?
Can
Wow.
we invite him? Wait, can we
They
bring
didn't
him?
invite
I mean,
name
I
like
would.
Mapu?
Yes, come hang out with us, Mapu.
Sac State Hornets, let's go.
That's
There
messed
are
up.
some snubs. People forget that not everybody gets invited to the Combine. There was one from Northwestern a few years ago, and now I'm forgetting.
I'm stunned that they didn't invite Mapu. Did you not see
Well,
Mapu?
here's my thing, though. You guys talked him up on the Wednesday of Senior Bowl week.
Did we hurt Mapu?
Well, I looked at, like, the game stats, and he didn't even do anything. And I was like, where's my guy Mapu? So,
I'll be honest with you. I never watched the game. To me, the practices matter more.
Yeah.
And some guys didn't play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like some guys got
he
advice.
didn't even get mop-up duty?
Okay, and that's going to end today's show.
Mapu.
I love your brain.
I'm disputing Lawrence's thing that he didn't do anything this year.
He's just talking about the Senior Bowl.
Senior Bowl game.
Yeah, Senior Bowl. At the Senior Bowl.
It's a Senior Bowl.
I don't care. I wanted to see Mapu making 5 tackles,
Oh,
maybe a
come
couple
on.
passes defended,
Yeah.
perhaps a forced fumble.
He dominated at Sacramento State, Marty Mapu.
Couple other Combine notes. Bryce Young will not be throwing at the Combine. And then apparently Nick said that he's not going to measure.
What?
Yeah. I
Nor
mean, that's
should
what
he.
Dane Brugler and Lance Zierlein were.
He's that mini that he will not even measure.
We'll
Also,
see,
he's,
yeah.
We're going to have to run into him and stand next to him and take pictures.
That's the thing that seems so silly to me is like, so if he's going to do interviews, he's going to walk into a hotel room with all these teams.
Yeah, but you can't put a ruler next to me.
Like,
Oh, wait, Gary.
is there really a difference?
Did he already measure?
There we go.
Let's see. See if his info's
Listen,
out there.
real
honestly,
quick, Gary hooking me up with the Mapu update. He said he got hurt in the last practice, so he didn't play in the game.
He
And then he also
did.
says that McShay announced the measurements from Bryce Young. Is that true?
Thank you.
Yeah.
See how tiny he is.
Nick out here giving us Braggs-like information
let me tell you
for a
something.
show, just fake news.
5'10" and a half?
5'10.5", according to ESPN.
Oh, he's
Todd
huge.
McShay.
That's definitely an extra draft pick for the Bears.
McShay said, if I'm a GM, I'm scared to death of drafting him.
Yeah, I'm with our guy Nick Wright, who said
Thanks,
that
Gary.
last week. Like, I just not a small quarterback guy, and to me, like, I think he's probably a slightly better Tua, right? And I'm not just saying that because it's Alabama, but like, people forget everybody loved Tua coming out.
I didn't.
And he
Not
was
to-
very heralded. I remember Nick Saban doing this like X's and O's breakdown, and granted it's his own coach, but talking about how much he anticipates throws and throws into those windows. And you actually see that on his film now. He does that. He's not a bad quarterback. He's hurt all the time.
Concussions.
Because he's so small.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember with Bryce Young, this dude has an elite feel that, I mean, Tua's creative, but he ain't creative like this guy. You have to go up and get Bryce Young if you're the Texans, if you're the Colts, if you're the Panthers, if you're the Raiders. Like, seriously, they have to come up and get him. He's that good. He's going to be incredible.
It's a good job by you.
I thought it was a pretty good job.
You keep selling that.
You cannot sit back on Bryce Young. This guy is a generational player. I've never seen a guy with better pocket presence in my life.
You know who else is?
Who's that?
Will Levis.
Well, no.
Who will be throwing on Saturday. Let's go.
I think Will.
And Anthony Richardson. Come up and get him, too.
And let me say this. This is a rare case where I actually agree with Bryce Young not throwing at the combine. No one's questioning his throwing. He reads the field. He makes the throws. He's accurate. He's got a good enough arm. I wouldn't say spectacular, but good enough arm. He can make all the throws, no problem. Why put yourself in a position in Indy, unfamiliar territory, receivers that you don't know? There's just nothing to gain from it. Your tape's outstanding. You can go to Alabama, your pro day, throw to the guys you know. It's going to be rehearsed. Every single throw you throw that day, you're going to run. Every one of those routes is already going to run. You're going to do everything that you. It's a way better structure for you to prove yourself. Now, some of these other guys, like Will Levis and Anthony Richardson, they have a lot more to gain
For sure.
because they have more questions and they can go out there and in a setting that's still relatively favorable. There is no pass rush. There's when you're already at the top. I feel like there's just more to lose. For these guys that still have to prove themselves, I think there's more to gain, if that makes sense.
Just like Jalen Carter. I mean, he's not doing any of the on-field stuff. Like, what else does he have to prove on the field that can raise his stock even more? Like,
Yeah, I think he has to prove stuff in his interviews.
yeah,
So, yeah.
that's the thing, which he's still doing.
But
These look, they're all everyone you're talking about is made men right now. They are getting fitted for the sweetest suit and getting the right jewelry and planning on where they're going to go to have a sweet dinner,
money.
And then hopefully they're listening to Grant Hill's parents, who told Charles Barkley back in the day that your job is not to pay for everybody in the family and all your friends. Your job is to take care of yourself. So that's my unsolicited Carman advice to everybody that's coming out in the draft who's a big fan of this show, which I know there's zillions of you. Mm-hmm. You are not, if you are about to be very rich and you are not supposed to make everybody else in your family super comfortable because you have money. Thank you. And good luck to you.
do we get a ruling on the poll question?
Yeah, I'm a little upset, honestly. I don't know if it's a good thing for me or a bad thing, but I am losing. 61% goes to Adam, 62%.
So I get to listen to Carm's show the entire way down to Indy.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a whole lot of research and just tell you about players the whole way you down.
I like it.
Meanwhile,
That's how I spend most of my car rides, listening to podcasts and learning.
Doug Van Dorn threw a mention about the bad weather currently happening, and that's a little concerning.
Where? In Indy?
Yeah.
Really?
In
It
Indiana.
was supposed to be nice this week.
Just on our drive.
We've turned into a weather channel here. We have. Is that current right now?
Yeah, that's
Look at
correct.
Van
Scroll up a little, or zoom out a little bit.
Zoom out.
So how far that rain is ahead of us?
Yeah, we're going there.
Okay. Yeah, we're fine. We're behind it.
Severe storms across the central U.S. happening. That'll be fun. Good thing we're taking only 3 cars.
Good thing I noticed not until this morning that my driver's side windshield wiper needs to be replaced.
I replaced mine a couple days ago. So who wants to drive with me? Mark?
You're on your own, buddy. You left the group. You went complete rogue.
I
out
don't
of nowhere.
remember having this conversation. Is that bad?
Yes, it was in
there?
a meeting
We were all there.
where I even said I will pick you up and drive you to work.
You texted me.
No, this was in the meeting the other day. You guys were all there. Did I not say that?
Yeah,
I didn't
he
agree
did.
to it.
Yeah.
I just heard you said it.
Well, then you would say no.
I just didn't know at the time.
All right.
I still deeply believe that there's something with Nick and his girlfriend coming back on Friday that's why he's driving. which I think is lovely, by the way.
Usually date night on Fridays.
See, there you go.
Oh,
I think it's
Stephanie,
something.
settle down.
I think it's something like that's going on.
Oh, to be
We're all friends here, Lawrence. It's okay. I respect it.
Don't we have some event we're supposed to be at Friday night?
Do we?
We
Yeah.
do?
What?
Saturday's our anniversary, like the CHGO anniversary. Shout out to us.
Shout out. Let's go.
That brings back some memories. Because last year on my drive down to Indy, I spent the entire car ride on the phone with random people trying to figure out what to do with my life.
You asked random people on the phone?
Yeah, like
just
Carm.
calling random numbers. Oh, Carm. Yeah.
I said,
No.
get over there as fast as you can. You're going to make it sing, baby. And look at him today.
Look, yeah.
That was
Amazing advice.
Those were some stressful days there last year. I don't even remember the combine last year to remember you, except when Nick outed me to the entire dinner group. On
Yeah,
Monday
that
night.
was bad. That was a rookie inexperience.
That I remember
that was not
vividly.
good.
I think I had a nightmare about it last night. All right, we're out of here. Man, it's gonna be a fun week.
Do not miss the show tomorrow.
Yep, we're at noon every day.
Do not miss the show tomorrow.
We are.
That's all I'm saying.
There is a radio row at the combine. That's where we're gonna be. We have Ryan Poles talking early in the morning. Flus has a presser tomorrow. Surprises along the way. We're going to break it all down for you. Can't wait to do our shows down there the next 4 days. At least the three of us feel that way. I don't know about Lawrence. But we'll talk to you tomorrow at noon. See you
Thanks,
there.
everyone.